Right, good morning. Part 3 of the stitch, oh, what did I call it? The wrap thing, anyway. Yeah, sorry for the delay. Somebody did say, when's part 3 coming? I have to work. So, and in my line of work, I need to de-stress after every day, unfortunately, because it's that kind of job. Yeah, so I have bejazzled the life out of mine. Let me see if I can. So I put on loads of sequins. I did put those things in the middle there, and I think they're quite nice. They look quite filigree. But yeah, okay, what else did I do? Lots of stitching with those sparkly threads. Seed stitching. I can't remember what they were called, but they were out of my book. I tried thin cottons. Yeah, some wrapped running stitch, pistol stitch. I'm going to turn it that way, it might be easier to see. Fly stitch, just simple running stitch again in the sparkly threads, sequins, little flowers that I found some bells. So yeah, they've gone down there. This is a metal trim, basically. I've actually damaged my scissors cutting it. I thought it was fabric, but it's actually metal. Anyway, yeah, so yeah, that for me is enough bejazzling, as I call it, decorative stuff. Yeah, I mean, you can stitch every single one of those. This is where you come to you. I mean, that's, you know, what you want to do. So the black rat tail, I have fastened it, I've couched it down with all the different colours of those threads. So purple, red, pink and the blue. I'm going to leave those hanging at the moment because although they are fairly stable, I don't want to chance them coming out. Is it all on? Yeah, just. Right, so yeah, you've I say you've decorated your front cover. Okay, so put that to one side for now. Now, your inside, this is completely, sorry, hang on, let me grab everything. Oh, now I've dropped my flower. Gold, where did that go? Oh, I'm getting too old to bend in half now. What's going on? Right, so, again, let me make sure I'm in screen. So that's my lining. It is just slightly bigger, slightly wider. No, actually it's not. Did I cut it to size? Yeah, it's not turned out terribly straight. If you're a real neat freak, trim it and make it all straight. I'm not. I must have cut it to size. Sorry, it's been a couple of days since I've done this. So anyway, yeah, backing. Come on, concentrate, Susan. This part is completely up to you, what you need for your sewing, okay? For me, I like pockets. Sorry, 2 seconds, let me just grab something. What I suggest you do is look at what you need to store as well, okay? If you've got lots of packets of needles like these, you might want to put a lot of pockets in, basically. So what I'm going to do with this is actually, I should get, because I'm going to bias bind it, so if I put a row of stitching down there, and a row, yeah, so I can get 3 lots. Do you see what I mean? Yeah, plan what you need. These are all scraps of fabric that I got from that bazaar pack. So yeah, you do what you need to do, basically. I mean, if you wanted, you could also put in things like plastic folders. You could stitch that in, just punch holes and stitch that in. You could do lace pockets like I've done in this one. If you get the, what are they like, envelopes with with plastic pockets, no, not envelopes, folders with plastic pockets, you could stitch that in. That's what's here. You could stitch that in as well, but you know, I've gone fabric because that's what I like. So that's that. The other thing, I showed you the bias binding that I'm going to use. Now, I quite like to have what I call a needle car park. So if you're stitching and you've got a needle with thread on it already, which of course I don't have to hand, you can just literally, this is just a strip of bias binding which I'm going to stitch down either side, and you can put your needle in, needles. So say this one's got a load of thread in it for a project, you can just park it. So you can just literally pick up that and just park it there, and your threads can sit inside your wrap. Okay, that's what we called it, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah, as opposed to in your needle holder. I'll talk about this in a second, because if you've got loads of bits hanging off of it, I like a car park for my needles. Obviously, well, not obviously, but you can now also put in a needle case, and that is literally 2 pieces of felt cut with pinking shears on the edge, in colours to whatever you suit, whatever suits you, you do you. Okay, so that will go here, and the way you attach that I will show you obviously, but you fold it well and you just stitch down the middle here onto your backing fabric, and then it turns over to that. I've decided I'm going to put some pretty flowers on mine, so I've just die cut these with my scissors machine. If you need flowers, let me know. I'll keep that needle out actually. And then the pocket, because it was quite raw edge fabric, and I think you get in and out all the time, I've just basted on some bias binding, which is this here. Now this stuff is truly my nemesis. It's my Achilles heel. I am rubbish at putting on bias binding. Now, I have watched quite a few videos, and apparently the hint is to have it well creased. So this is pre-made bias binding, I didn't make it. So it's turned in there. And apparently the real clincher is to have it well pressed. It'll go wrong, I know it will. And I'm going to use that to edge when I've got all this sewn down basically. So the next step is to stitch all your stuff down. I'm just trying to think how I'm going to what sequence. I think I'm going to stitch this down just with quite simple running stitch, and then get my pocket divided and just tack it here. It doesn't need to be stitched because obviously we're going to put the binding on. This here, again, I might just do very simple running stitch because there's a lot of that on the cover obviously. And then I'm going to sew my flowers on the front. Actually, am I? Because you're going to see all the stitching. Yeah, I think I want to put them on there, so I think I'm going to do it. And what I might do is cut another piece of felt to back that, to hide all the stitching. So I'm going to do all that, and then I'll come back to you, because it's just very simple stitching, okay? And then I'll show you what it looks like. I will not be long. Well, I probably will, but you know, for you, 1 second. Okay, back in a mo. Right, I was merrily stitching away there, and I thought you might want to see everything. So this is going to be a long video, but yeah, I know, I don't know. I sat and watched Corinne doing her rice bag. I watched all 11 episodes. 11 hours of my life I won't get back. But whilst I was watching that, I was stitching. So stitch along. Just get out some stitching and stitch along. So what I've done so far, I've stitched my flowers on the front there. Just very simple lazy daisies. A little bit of seed stitch. Just very simple pistol stitch. Nothing complicated at all. So I'm just going to put that back together. Oh, and I very lazily used my 3-in-1 and just stuck a patch on the back there just to hide the stitching. That's fine, you can still put your needles in it, so that's fine. Right, so that needs to go on there like so. Right, we'll come to that later. Oh, and I've added a little sort of like, I don't know, what would you call it, like a plant pot shape, that's what I'm going to call it, for scissors to slide into. These are quite a small pair, so if you've got a particular pair of scissors, these are really heavy. I don't think I would put these in a sewing case. Not, you know, not like this sort of sewing case. Yeah, measure your scissors basically and give yourself a good half an inch, a centimetre either side, and then I shall stitch that down. I kind of judged it on those, so just stitch down the edges and across the bottom. And again, just a piece of felt. It doesn't have to be anything exciting. So all I've done so far is I've done running stitch down here just to get this bias binding on. Did I actually catch both sides? Oh yeah, almost, yeah. See, it really is my nemesis, this stuff. Anyway, I'm just going to tack this pocket down. Yes, I have left the selvage edge. I really like that selvage edge, so I've left it. This fabric keeps on moving, which is annoying me, but I'm going to just tack this down on the edges, and then hopefully I will get my pockets right, basically. Right, I need to make some space. I need to move that. Take you off for a minute. I need to swing you around here so that I can actually get to my stitching and not at a funny angle. Am I staying in shot? Because that will drive you nuts if I'm not. Right. I go to the edge of my wall mat. I should know I'm on screen. I've been watching quite a few and they keep going off screen. I'm like, no, come back on screen. And I did it actually on the Roxy's Journalist Stitchery. I'm just going to put that under there because these wall mats are lovely, but sometimes you just want to be able to stab through to something solid. Which you know then your needle's gone all the way through. I will finish that sentence. Yeah, see, that's crept again already. Stop creeping. Doesn't matter if it goes off slightly off the edge. Yeah, as I say, just get your stitching out. Every now and again, look up. It's kind of what I was up to. Oh dear. I'm only basting these because obviously these will be caught in when I put the bias binding on. I am contemplating doing raw edge because I really have got a fear for bias binding. I'm hopeless with the blooming stuff. I've never tried to stitch it on. I was so happy when I found the, I can't remember what it's called, but you have your background paper, your background fabric about an inch bigger than your internal fabric, and then you can just fold it over. You haven't got to put bias binding on because it looks just the same. Oh, that was an absolute light bulb moment when I found that video. So I just could never get it right. And I know some people just put it on and they do it beautifully, and it really annoys me because I can't. Oh, it's not fair. Okay, right, let's just get this stitched down. I think we've all got one weakness. Now I can put a zip in, like, just like that. And I know a load of people are like, oh, zips. A real zip phobia, you know. So, I'm alright with zips. Okay, so that's that tacked down. I'm going to leave that board there because that is quite handy to stitch through too. Right, so I've got a plan of attack. I think it'll work because I've got my thread. Now I'll introduce you to this one. This is a Anchor, what number are you? 1345, and it's a beautiful. Now you might think clashy, but I don't. I think that works for me. So what I'm contemplating is coming up the outside here, which will attach that edge of that pocket to the background, coming along the edge here away from the background to my next pocket, going down, and maybe coming back up, doing a double line, and then carrying it on, you know. See if it works. It might do, it might not, I don't know. This is all very much experimental for me as well. Now, one thing I am going to do is mark those pockets, because I will forget. This is the Bowen chalk pen. So to get some sort of semblance of straightness going on, I'm going to leave a little bit of wiggle room. Am I going to get 3 in there? This is not going to be for me. I will be selling these. So I know somebody's already inquired by email. So yeah, these wraps, this one and the B one, wherever it's gone, that one, I will be selling them. I don't, I've got 4 needle cases already. I don't need another one. I just wanted to play around with this design. So yeah. You're not even showing, are you? Okay, I bought a friction pen the other day because mine had run out of juice. Where did I put you? There you are. Oh, that's my feet on the mat. Now, these are the clicky type. Do you think I could get it to work? Could I heck? I'm pushing this and I'm like, well, it's meant to be a clicky pen. Yeah, well, you just do that, you wally. Gold. Honestly, I need putting to sleep. Don't tell my kids because they will. This is a heat erasable pen, if you've not seen a friction pen before. So I think if I just do 2 quite close together stitches like that. Got to leave a little bit of wiggle room. Yeah, that'll be fine. I'll put another one there. Bear in mind that casing's got to come over. I go about there. No idea if it's straight. Kinda. My eyesight, I cannot see straight lines. It is just one of those things for me, unfortunately. Which is why some of my stuff is a little bit dodgy. With this one, oh, I'm going to have to come up and down. Oh, well, we'll wing that one. So yeah, if you get one of these new clickable ones, it's that bit that clicks, not the... You can imagine my frustration. Blooming thing. I was like, it's broken. It's going to have to go back. No, it's not broken at all, you crazy woman. Right, so I'm going to start here. This is actually going to get stitched to the background. I'm going to have to turn it that way. I have to, pardon me, I have to have it directed in the way I'm going. Now don't forget, this is, I mean, if you're putting heavy stuff in this, you might want to really reinforce these pockets. For me, it's just a place to put needles, maybe a little ruler, maybe store stuff in it. I mean, if you're making it for, you could make a storage case for English paper piecing out of this, to be honest with you, which is another thing that it's been in my mind and I'm going to do it, is to make a English paper piece storage bag, basically. So I'm just I'm going through to the background fabric there, but then I'm coming up just into the bias binding now. What I'll do is I'll get my hand under there so that I don't stitch the background fabric to it. And when I come to the pocket, I'll lay it back down because then I do want to catch the background fabric. I hope that all makes sense. Sounds like it does in my head, but to the back with there. See if this works. Right, so here's my first line. So what I'm thinking is I'm glad you can't see my face because my tongue is out and everything. A bit of a big stitch there, but that's fine. Unless you're a sashiko master, I really wouldn't worry about the size of your stitches. It's handmade at the end of the day. I'm going to go right to the edge. I'm going to come a little bit closer with that other line. Yeah, I should have enough to get to the next pocket. I'll have to change then. Right, so it's going to come up here. Turn it again. Sorry I have to keep turning it, but it's just the way I stitch. Sorry. No, I'm not going to try and match them up. They kind of will match, but not perfectly. I see some other people are doing this. It's really good. I mean, I was inspired terribly by Annie Claxton, as you know, as I'll keep on telling you, because she's done some lovely work. And yeah, some other people, I've inspired some other people to have a go as well, which is lovely. Really pleased about that. Oh no, don't go unthreaded. Thank you. Right now, no, I do want to come out there. Right, hold on. So I just need to scoot across the top here now. I have to put some more thread on. Sorry, dragging it to me. Sorry, that was screen. Oh, naughty girl, keep it on the table. I'm going to come just this side here. I'm worried that pocket is a little bit too slim. Yeah, I'm going to come to this side of that line. This is a standard size needle packet, so that should be fine. Let's come out here, I think. Right. Yeah, you have to let me know if you're stitching along. You're getting on with some projects. It's good if you are. The lovely Martha is doing a Japanese rice bag at the moment, which is kind of like a storage tote. Well, yeah, they have like a drawstring top. Sorry, I had to think what it looked like then. Yeah, so I said to her, thanks Martha, like I need another project, but it looks so lovely and such a nice sort of hand sewing stitchy project to do. Of course I want to do it. So that'll be next. Sat and done a load of English paper piecing last night from Emma Jones at the Vintage Workbox. If I remember, which I doubt I will. You probably know all these people anyway, but if I do remember, I will link everybody. If it bunches up, just give it a good nail pressing. to catch you in. It's got too short. All right, that's it actually, isn't it? Because, well, I just need to do the top stitch in there. So that one will fit in there. Perfect. That one can go in there. Lovely. Yeah, plenty of wiggle room there. That's excellent. And then that one. Oh, yes. Nice. And, you know, obviously if you don't have oodles and needles, you can just put your scissors in one of those if you don't want to put a scissor holder in. So, yeah, as I say, adapt it to what you need. This is kind of what I've got. So I just need to do across there. And then I want to do some stitching on the needle car park. That's what we're going to call it, okay? It's just a strip of bias binding at the end of the day. It could be a scrap of fabric, you could put a scrap of felt there. I just wanted to kind of bring that in because it, although, as I say, the cover has got quite a lot of pink in it, it's got blues as well. So I'm thinking it's all going to kind of, hopefully, mesh together. So let's get you out of the way for a minute. I'm going to try and get it all done in this video, guys, so I hope you don't mind hanging on. It is going to be a long one, but I know some of you really wanted part 3, so I thought, right, well, let's just make part 3 the finish, and then you can finish it off on the sewing machine if you want to. I doubt very much that's straight knowing my eyesight. I don't know. I'm just going to stitch it out. Oh, let's do this first, Susan. Finish this off. Come on. Right, I'm going to scoot. Actually, I'm going to come. I've got a knot to bury, so I'm going to come here. And that can go on the inside. I don't know. Oh, you're the knot from there, aren't you? Let's get you over here out of the way. Let's drag that out of the way. Right. Okay. I don't need to. Well, I might anchor it there. Sorry, this is very much on the hoof. I've not done a pocket like this before, so just bear with me. Designing on the hoof. Takes a bit of brain power, which I thought I'd actually run out of this week. Ugh. I've had to do extra hours because my colleague's been on holiday and nobody else could support, and you know, we've got to be manned given our job. So, and it's been a difficult week, so that's all I'm going to say, because some of you know what I do for a living and it's not pleasant work, but somebody's got to do it. This is my escape. You are my escape, okay? Right. Just gonna go. I don't think I just want to reinforce the top there, because that, you know, this is going to be a point of stress where you're putting stuff in and out of the pocket, so reinforce the top. Okay. Oh, that isn't the top you want. Oh God. See, I got confused by my own lines then. Oh dear Lord. What are you doing? I don't know. Now I can't undo the blooming stitches. There we go. Let's try that again. Because the top of the pocket's there, Susan. Not there. That's the lines there. They'll disappear. Or with the iron. I didn't know, and you know, I'm not an experienced embroiderer or stitcher or anything like that, but I didn't know that Anchor do a 12 weight thread, which is like a thick cotton, and I'm wondering, actually looking at that, I don't know, yeah, I can't remember who I was watching, and she was saying that she's using a 12 weight thread, and I was like, I didn't know. See that I threaded that. Concentrate, come on. I didn't know they did a 12 weight. So every day's a school day, you know. Every day you learn something new, and if you don't, then you're not looking, because there's always something to learn. It's my philosophy on life anyway. Are you feeling all philosophied? Jolly good. I've got a whole list of stuff to do today if I can get it done. I doubt I will. I've got a junk journal that's been sat there half made for months, so I must get that done. I'm going to pack some of my journaling stuff away. I don't seem to be doing a lot of it lately, so and it's kind of all around me here, so I think I might pop a bit of it away for a little while and then come back to it with fresh eyes. It's kind of saturated, mind you, so's hand stitching, but you know, this is fine. I love hand stitching. So right, okay, pockets on. Not too bad on the back either, Suze. Well done. Okay, right, now over to you. Now, come on, what should we do? I say, the idea of this is, I can show you now because I've got the thread. So if you've got like a load of thread on your needle, you just want to be able to park it somewhere and then just sort of chuck the thread in. If you put it in your needle book, you can, but I just find it easier to have a car park, thread park. I'm not convinced that's straight, but as I say, I just can't see straight lines. I want something quite nice. I'm just going to go blanket stitch, I think. Let's just do blanket stitch. Now, I can never remember how to start blanket stitch. One of my subscribers said, yep, she has a blank too, so I'm not alone, so that's all good. As far as I'm concerned. I think I've just started that wrong. I'll tell you what, I'll start over here where it's going to get cut off. Oh dear lordy, Susie. Right, so I need to, yeah, that's what I need to do. Yeah. Go to Sarah Humphrey. She's much more professional. There we are. We're off. That's fine. Yeah, go and see Sarah. She has a cracking website, and her creates, because she's Sarah Humphrey Embroidery and Sarah Humphrey Creates, and she does some lovely stuff on there. So yeah, I must admit, I want to get some plain white of these and do the eco dyeing like she's been doing, or solar dyeing as well in a jar, which looks good fun. Because I bought turmeric, because that's meant to be really good for dyeing fabric and what have you, because the rust dyeing's all right, but it really weakens the fabric. I've noticed anyway. Some of the stuff that I did last year has gone almost like crackly. It's very odd. So yeah, I don't but I like that colour, so I'm wondering if I can do the same with turmeric, because it stains everything else, doesn't it? Well, I know it works on fabric, so if you struggle to get your blanket stitch evenly spaced, I sometimes do as well, you can make a piece of card with like I don't know what spacing's that, 5mm. 1/4 inch is a bit big for my liking, but a 5mm little marks on it, and just hold it against it, and then, you know, bring your needle up and down. So if that, stay over there, if I had it marked on there, just sort of, this is a post-it note, just do your little marks there, and then that would be the point where you go down, if that makes any sense whatsoever. I don't know. Yeah, because I know a couple of people said they struggle with getting it evenly spaced. I do. I mean, this is, you know, but the more you do, easier that becomes, because you start to see that you've gone caddywonkers, you know. So anyway, life's not all about perfection. It's about doing it. Just do it. Don't worry. If it looks a little bit pants, my stuff does quite often. Don't worry about it. Come on, needle. Thank you. Yeah. The art in creating is actually doing it. Having a go. That's all you got to do. Just have a go. You haven't got to show anybody. If you do one of these and you want me to show them, just let me know. And I'll happily put a compilation video together of people's amazing creativeness. See, that's a long-legged one, so that's fine. What happened there? Obviously not concentrating. With blanket stitch, you can do long and short legs. You can do all sorts of decorative things with blanket stitch. Just Google or do a search on, I'll Google it, or maybe Pinterest it actually, on blanket stitch, and you'll see all the variations that people have done. And yeah, it's a very, very easily manipulated stitch basically. So some very decorative designs, because you could you could put, make these into, could you? Yeah, you could put a bead on the end here, so it's a beaded edge. You could put a French knot, so it's like a pistol stitch. Yeah, there's all sorts of designs you can do with so why are you doing it plain, Susan? Well, because I need to just keep moving. So I'm trying to get this finished for you guys. So I know some people are itching for part 3, so here it is. Yeah, you do you. Do whatever you fancy. Chain stitch would look good up here. That lovely I can't remember what it's called. Cable stitch, that one that I've shown you before, where you gold cable chain stitch. I can't remember. Anyway, there's all sorts. Just have a wander through the Pinterest world, because you know you might as well waste 3 hours of your life as well as me. Right. Why can I never remember this stitch? It's just the starting. That'll do. I'm going to get caught in the heavily reliant on the bias binding catching that one. I can't pull up. Normally I would pull straight up, but it'll make the camera go out of focus. So if I look like I'm making hard work of this, it's because I actually am. So trying to think if there's anything else exciting happening in my life. Not really. As I say, been working flat out. My daughter's car's broken again, so my car is being used as a dog wagon at the moment. Love her. She's just, she rang up in tears. She's like, "My car's gone again." Oh my god. I was like, right, just stop, come up here, take my car. Just use it. It's good job I'm not precious about my motor. And she said, "Oh, Dad's going to help me." I said, "It's about blooming time he chirped in. I seem to do it all. He only lives up the blooming road." I think his ex-partner was a bit, you shouldn't do so much for your kids. Well, sorry, that's kind of how we raised our kids, and that's the kind of parents we were. So get a grip, woman. So hopefully she's gone for good. We'll find out. We've been divorced a long time, so I hold no ill will. He was all right. He just, yeah. Say no more on that subject. Playing thread chicken and I was about to lose, so take it back about those scissors from your creative studio. They're quite good. I say they've never asked me to review it again, so I don't think I did a very good review. Oh well, never mind. Oh, and just to warn you for future videos, I have gone down the Temu rabbit hole, okay? I know, easily influenced. There was a couple of things on there that I actually would like. And yeah, so I've fallen down the rabbit hole. Stuff should be here soon. If it's any good, I will show you, but there's so many Temu reviews on YouTube at the moment that I don't want to bore you with it. Only if it's good, I'll let you know. I'll tell you what I have done. I've ordered a load of fabric because I just want to test their fabrics, really, because I've had some... I'll be honest, I've always been a shopper. Well, not always. I quite frequently used to shop from AliExpress. I personally don't have a problem with it. I know a lot of people are like, well, you should buy from your own country. I can't get the blooming stuff in my country. And if I do get it in my country, it comes from China anyway. So I'd rather buy direct from China and save a blooming fortune. So, yeah, so I've always sort of had no qualms about it because, yeah, you look at the stuff on, even on Amazon and stuff like that, it's all from China. I'm sorry. I don't care what anyone says. There's not a lot manufactured in this country anymore. And if I can find it manufactured in this country, I do get it. That's that disclaimer out of the way. Anyway. So yeah, and I can't for the life of me remember what I blooming ordered now. Yeah, fabric in particular, because they had some beautiful oriental type looking stuff on there. And yeah, I really like the look of those. So I'll do a review. I'll let you know. If it's rubbish, I won't even bother to show you, but I'm hoping it'll be alright. I've watched a couple of other people's videos on products from Temu, and they've been very impressed. I'm not sponsored. I have paid my own money. It's actually the Discord, Annie Claxton's Discord group, that's shopping enabled me. So not that I'm, you know, hard to influence in shopping. But yeah. So yes, I fell down that rabbit hole quite happily. Right, okay, I'm going to take this. I've got basting stitches in here. I'm going to take them out because it's making it look a little bit meh. So, time for you to go now, guys. Thank you very much for your valiant work there. Did I actually sensibly knot it? What's the matter with me? Yeah, I did. Right. I like that. I like that pocket. It's really cool. Right, what's next? Scissor keeper. And yeah, see, you can get your needles in the back there. No problem at all. And that needs to go there. I don't want to get it too close to the edges because I've got to put my binding on. So about there might be good. Put the scissor thing there. That's a bit blah, isn't it? I'll tell you what, actually, I've got some spares of these. I did actually have one on my desk. Where's that gone? These are off of something else. Anyway, wondering. Not very big, is it? Okay, you could do a scrappy one of those. I think I'm just going to stick with the felt because it's kind of what I've got ready. I'm getting so used to this thing and it's stopping my hand becoming so sore. So it's all good. This, you could actually stitch a bit of tape measure on here if you've got a fabric. Actually, I never thought of that. I've got a ribbon with tape measure print on it. Could have put that on there, couldn't I? Oh, it all comes to you afterwards, doesn't it? I'm going to move that down because if you've got scissors going in there, it can come down a bit more about there. Right. Yeah, I hope I'm not boring the pants off you here, guys, but I just thought you might want to see it all, because as I say, I'm going to go for a slightly stiffer felt. Let me just get in my felt box and I'll be back with you. Right, I found this shape as I was rummaging, and I think it's a little bit more interesting than that. It's a leaf, obviously. I'm just contemplating. No, I think what I might do is just do some stitching up there, and then that could be a really fun scissor holder. I'm doing it. Right, let's be sensible. Let's do the clicky pen. I still can't believe that I fried my own head with that. Oh, it's just the way life is at times. I swear I'm getting worse though. It's time to retire, but not just yet. Still supporting my kids. They're blooming cars. Oh. I said, what are you going to do when I'm not around? She went, oh, don't. Okay. Yeah, a little bit wonky, but that's fine. It's a leaf. Doesn't have to be perfect. Ooh, what are you? You can go away. Cute. I'm going to do the... Sorry, this is taking a lot extra, but you know, these are the little things that we do. Oh, no, not in there. This is a slightly more robust sort of 50-50 wool felt. It does make a difference. The acrylic felt is fine. This is the same stuff. It's just got that extra bit of body, which to me makes all the difference. So you can feel the difference as well. It feels lovely. I'm going to pause you while I stitch this, because otherwise this video will be 3 hours long, and I'll come back once it's all stitched and we'll stitch it back on together. I won't be long. Right, I just did some very simple running stitch, and then I did a whipped running stitch down the middle there, so I think that looks a lot more and decorative than that. Basically, yeah, cool. Right, so for stitching that on, I think I might do the old buttonhole stitch again. I think it's quite a good stitch. Or will I? Come on, make a decision. I'll faff while I'm trying to make a decision. Felt everywhere. I love felt. I love felt. Trouble with that it will come into there quite a bit, so I might just do a very simple outline, you know, just running stitch. I should use a needle to hold that on there. Yeah, I think a running stitch will work. Right, now I'm not going to go right to the top. I'm going to sort of start about here, because then that gives plenty of room. I'm hoping is with where that will sort of flop over at the top, make it look more like a leaf. Sorry, I need to swizzle you around. Right, okay. I might do back stitch actually. Probably be much more robust. I say this is quite a nice felt, this one, so it is worth getting it. I know it's about 3 times the cost of a acrylic felt, but acrylic felt has got its places. quite like acrylic felt. It's nice to die cut with and things, but the difference between that and a wool felt, it is quite considerable, to be fair. If you're in the UK, Hobbycraft have a really nice range of felt in the kids aisle. It is all acrylic, but they do the printed ones as well. They're fun. They really are fun. So I've got some polka dot one, but I've only got it in orange, sadly. So if I'd have had a pink one, I'd do a polka dot leaf, but I haven't, so I'm not. My daughter's just rung. Do you want to come dog walking? No, I've got so much videoing to do. I've got to catch up with Roxy. I've got to do... Oh, I need to make some cards as well, so I might video that with you. And I've got a special little thing that I want to make for somebody who will be secret until it arrives at their door. I might make that with you actually. Yeah, I think I will, because that's it's about gel printing. And yeah, there was one come up on my feed, a gel printing one, and I can't remember her name. I didn't take it down. I'm usually pretty good at that, and it just popped up, and I thought, oh, I watched it while I was having my breakfast. Oh, that's quite a nifty idea actually. She'd done some wax drawings. Not that I'm any good at drawing, but we'll give it a go. And done it on the gel plate and then transferred it onto fabric. It's really nice, because I thought they'd be, in my head I thought, oh, there'd be great designs to stitch around. So you know, once it's printed you can stitch it. So kind of like lino printing, that's what it reminded me of. And that's something else I need to get on and do a load of. Got all the lino boards, and yeah, I need to do some of those. Creative Cove gave me, you know, the inspiration to do that. She does a lot of lino carving, so I'm gonna have to go watch my video and make sure that I link everybody, because I'm saying a lot of names to you and I'm not writing it down. Make sure I'm not going puffy here. I love holding it in my hand, but you do kind of distort it sometimes, so just trying to make sure I'm not distorting it. Did I press record again? Oh yeah. Senior moments all the way. I might leave it. I think that's a little bit short. Where's the scissors? Where are you gone? There you are. I think I do need to come up a little bit. I think to about there. Kind of thinking, you know, in time, it'd be quite nice for it to just sort of flop over. I'll go to the end of my thread and we'll see where that takes us. Nearly there. Got about 2 more stitches maximum. This is quite a long needle, mind. Are they going to drop out? That's the question. Yeah, they are. Right, okay. I'm going to put another bit of thread on. Because technically all you need is the blades to go in. It doesn't have to... it doesn't have to hold the handles in as well. Sorry. Come on, thank you. Don't need a lot now. Although I've got to stitch the needle book in yet, haven't I? Probably do that back stitch as well, actually. I mean, you could do all sorts of fancy stitches for that, but you know, I have been thinking about I said in the beginning there, putting plastic folders and stuff like that in. Yeah, you can, but you'll probably end up needing to fold it as opposed to roll it. So really you just need to sort of think your design through if you're going to do that. But then, you know, that B one that I've done, that's folded and that's fine, you know, so it doesn't have to be a roll. I'm hoping this one is going to just roll. That is my wish, but you know, we'll find out. A couple more stitches there. Oh, the running stitch, not back stitch, you Wally. Right, back stitch, come on. Should go back and fill those in. Sorry, dragging it to me again. Get in. Because our embroidery scissors are usually quite small anyway, aren't they? So, yep, that holds well. Cool. I like it. I'm glad I found the leaf. What a relief, I found the leaf. I'm a poet. I didn't even know it. Right. Yeah, these are very heavy scissors. Yeah. Yep. Okay, right. Last bit. Yep, that seems about right there. So, I'll flop that open. I've got a good crease in there. What I'm going to do is pin that there. I think running stitch will be enough. The trick is getting it up without moving too much. Fabric might not have been a good choice. You might want a more stable cotton. I'll do is I'll do running stitch up, and then can't see that blooming line. Where's my chalk pen? The light is on it. It's I'm a bit blind at the moment. It's better. No, it's not. You didn't even get it close yet, Wally. Oi, oi, oi. Sorry, I'll have to get my head under. Apologies. That's a bit better. Well done. These are going to have to be fairly big stitches because I've got to get down through quite a few layers here. Again, whiz it on the machine if you don't want to do it by hand. All of this can be done on the machine. You do not have to hand stitch it if you don't want to. So, but I know quite a lot of people that come here don't have machines or don't want to use a machine. They just want something that they can stitch if you're traveling around and you haven't got a sewing machine, what have you. And this is kind of perfect for that, because this is all very doable on a tray in your caravan or your camper or something, if you're not on electric hookup. Oh, I can't wait. Oh, that's really something that I want to do. I love camping. I'm really hoping when I retire I can be like a travelling stitcher. That'd be cool. Right, let's see if we can come back up the other way now. Again, you can do all sorts of decorative stitches here. You do not have to do what I'm doing. Chain stitch would look nice. Yeah, all sorts. It's rather thick. Just making sure I'm going through all the layers. If you do go slightly caddywampus on your stitching, just grab a small piece of ribbon, and you could have stitched ribbon up the middle there. Yeah, you do you. Just want to make sure that that's really, looks a bit messy, but I think what I might do is turn it into something not messy. Just want to make sure that's solid on there. Is anybody else waking up at stupid o'clock in the UK at the moment? 5:30. I'm like, what the heck is all that about? It's because of the light mornings. No wonder by 10 o'clock I'm sat there yawning my head off. Like, go to bed. Go to bed. Right. Where did we get to? Do we even get that slightly straightish? You can give that a light press if you want to. Be careful with the acrylic felt, because it can get a little bit shiny if you press it too much. But with time it will just flatten down anyway. So, right, well, I think that's all my innards, as it were. Just going to trim that back a bit. Yeah, so I've got somewhere to put my needles, scissors, got a needle keeper, I've got a needle car park, and I've got 3 pockets for my needle packets to go into. Yeah, well, it's not mine, but you know. Yeah, so once you've done that, it's then on to stitching them together. Now, I know I'm going to drive you bonkers by saying this, but I'm going to make a part 4, because what I want to do is conquer this blinking stuff. So my next step is going to be bells, back to back these. Like so. I might just stitch those, put a securing stitch in there, put my bias binding on. Blinking stuff, honestly. There's got to be an easy way to do this. I'm hopeless at it. Yeah. Right, yes. Let me come back with another video, because I just don't think I'm going to get on with this. If you're good at bias binding, just bias bind it, okay? But I don't know. Maybe I should have gone for a slightly thicker one. Wider, rather. I'll give it a go, and I'll come back in the next video and show you my decision, and then just another couple of finishing touches that I want to do, and find something for your closure as well, because we need to put that in on the next bit. Right, I'm going to leave you there, guys, because yeah, this is going to be long enough. So I hope you like that, basically. I mean, you can put more pockets if you want to. You could have crisscross pockets there if you want to. So yeah, I'll catch you on the next one, which is going to be filmed straight after this one, and I'll release it tomorrow. Okay, so you're not going to be sat waiting, because yeah, that's annoying, isn't it? All right, see you on the next one. Bye.